Going to try words, word framing, word shaping, a paradigm, or a perspective it can create, and how your mind, it puts together something it sees, what it associates it with. So I use this word stochastic too much probably, and stochastic. What's that? Three syllables. So stochastic is a word inside of or outside of game theory. And game theory are the math tools the casino uses to make sure it wins enough. It is a very precise, very known use of math and predictions. So the word stochastic, this is like quantum. I should go back in what quantum was in the 50s and 60s, how I was trained. We captured quantums or packets and analyzed them and gave them verbs and nouns like a peak envelope. So, all right, stochastic. Where does that fit in? Why is that word trigger me, right? We're talking about a trigger because I thought enough of it to have to make a video. But in predictive math, you go back and look at something and say, what are the possibilities of this? This stochastic analysis can lead you to a true false statement. But if you don't do the analysis, your true false statement declarative. It's going to rain tomorrow. That's a stochastic prediction from the Weather Service based upon what has happened in the past, based upon, say, the chemical, the subatomic, the molecular options available. Those are stochastic possibilities. Each one of them has a possibility. This nuance becomes important because I brought up before, there is 1 in 6,000 chance of a nickel landing on edge. No one bets the nickel landing on edge. Yet it exists. It is a fact. There is nothing that we can toss with our hands that couldn't be looked at from a stochastic perspective. And this is what we do. Anyone that knows stochastics is going to say the risk, the possibility of that nickel landing on edge just is not a good bet. Or they're a gamer and just have money to throw away. So this stochastic reasoning, this stochastic perspective, if you look at something from that what could happen, not what did happen, not the true or false, it did or didn't happen, but what could have happened. It's the difference between second guessing whether to switch the train tracks or having the time to make some type of quick evaluation. What ifs? If then else. 6, 7, 8, 10, even up to 100 iterations of if then else. Then you make recursive if then else's to process an array of information. Well, no, this didn't get easier. Alpha, beta, and gamma particles are discrete particles. You can apply them many different ways. I like vector physics, vector analysis. But the vector has stochastic probabilities. And the probabilities of a photon being absorbed into an electron has many possibilities because there's an angle of incidence effect. It is the 1 in 6,000 chance the nickel lands on edge. But if you toss that nickel 1,000,000 times, somewhere in there is that coin landing on edge. And it happened. And if you saw it, you would say it's a trick. It's an art. That's where I would stop. Trick, art, or science? So it is those possibilities that a computer uses that are human defined and programmed. Now we have gotten the computers to actually go seek those possibilities. The possibilities of discrete DNA changes, which almost have to be done by RNA, that is the machine that builds the DNA, very specifically. And chemically that is true, but in high energy particle physics, you can slice those genes, and we do this. Somewhere back there, and it can be done again, is a video about what the Reed University research reactor does and exactly why that facility is used and this state grows grass for golf greens. Intersectionality, maybe, if you want to throw word salads in there. That's a good word, though. It's relative, it's meaningful. It's a Venn diagram. Or it's numbers on a spreadsheet. It's array processing, not spreadsheets, arrays, data with depth, and too long. So there was stochastic. Depending on who you're presenting to, the definition of that word becomes more refined. It doesn't go away, it becomes more refined. Like conversations about valence shell movements in electrons and molecules, and the Venn diagrams of stuffity. Pieces out, more pieces.